Good morning, everyone. How are we doing?
Morning, Hayden. You right?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good.
That's good.
So far, so good this week.
Nice one. Don, Glenn, lead left hand, good morning. Alrighty. So, interesting day today ahead of us. We have Asian session. We had Japan bank holiday. Now we've got PMI at 8:15, 8:30, 9, 9:30, and then we've got US dollar bank holiday, US bank holiday, North American bank. Hey Daniel. So hey Tim. So it's going to be thin conditions later on, that's for sure. And we know what PMI can do. PMI can be mixed data quite regularly. If it's if it's mixed, then price can be a bit whipsawy. So I'll talk about. Will today be as crazy as NYSE last night? No, I don't think so. No way. That was exciting last night, wasn't it? Or yesterday, NYSE move. Good morning, MM. Very exciting. So we don't often get fundamentals as clear as that. So what they're referring to is because we couldn't do London session yesterday, but we could do the American session on the back of Nvidia earnings report. Expected price to what I was hoping for was price to whip up a little bit and then come down and then go into the target, but price just exploded out of the blocks. So exploded out from the open. This is the open candle right here. Had to wait for a rejection candle, so this wasn't a rejection candle. Hey Alan. This one wasn't because it wicked up higher but didn't close. This one was getting very close to being a rejection wick, but it also broke the low. So still, that was when I was like, geez, I might give this one a go, but then it just didn't close like a rejection. Then we had power up, and then we finally got the rejection candle at my area, the H4 wiki area. So got that one. As soon as that closed, entered into a sell. I thought there's a good chance it could come back, but I closed it here at 50 pips, and then it just continued to dump another 100 and almost another 100 pips afterwards. But you got to be happy with what you got. So nice quick move. Just based on the fundamentals. It wasn't really fundamentals, just expected reaction to an open. Because last time, not sure if any of you guys recall. Morning, Marin, Alan, how are you? Not sure if any of you guys recall last time, but I was looking for a trade on NAS with Nvidia for Q2. I believe it was Q2 earnings. And it did something like it. I was expecting it to go up, and it went down first, then up. And it was just that delay. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to react appropriately to this time. So I was expecting it to go up and then down, and then take the recovery. So I had the buy zone. We can see was at 15. This 15. If I extend it over, you'll be able to see. But I could already got the sells on it. I wasn't interested. Here we go. This was the buy zone. The price came all the way down. Reacted. So I only got the sells. Took a little buy late over. Once it had pushed down and was coming up, and then sort of sat. I did take a buy at 15,980 again, and I held that one up for about 40 pips, so about to 16,020. But very nice. G'day, Jackie. Yeah, well, that's the plan. That once we get into a better routine, I would like to return to doing a New York session again, because that was I do like that one. It's just sometimes if I just did the New York session, I'd do it on gold, and because I can't really do gold and indices at the same time on these lower time frames. But gold, I'd start looking at the charts around the open, and I would run all the way until like 3:30 my time. So that's starting to get to be a pretty big window. Whereas now I'll probably just focus a little bit more on indices because there's so many other good streamers that are doing New York session as well. So it's nice to catch up with them. Cool. Alrighty. So what are we going to look for today for German 40? I'm expecting, because we've got PMI, that the data we're all suggestive of price pushing bullish still. We've had such a huge rally. We had 9 days in a row consecutive bullish. Couldn't get the 10th day, so the 10th day closed bearish as expected. It be pretty difficult. I've never seen 10 days in a row. So there's got to be some stage of buyers taking profit or starting to slow down and resetting. This is a perfect area for the weekly, being up in these areas. So like all these wick areas, makes a lot of sense to be just taking some profits, because the way liquidity works is if these big boys want to close their positions and try and maximize as much without getting slipped, you'd want to be closing that at an area where sellers are ready to take the other side. So that'll be these major levels. Now, sorry guys, gotta clear my throat. Given the daily, we had 2 days in a row where we were 2 days in a row where we paused. Then yesterday we came in strong, and we came in strong on the back of because of the correlation with the US indices. It made a lot of sense that German was going to be pulled up alongside the others. Now today, the question is today, because we've got bank holidays on either session. We had bank holidays in the session either side of today's session. So yesterday, what new news came to the table from yesterday? Any ideas? So I kind of got conflicting data. We had some comments. Well, one thing is China. This is new news from this morning. China going on a little bit of quantitative easing, so that could help with importing from Germany, because they are major contributors. Hey Rob. So that could pull stocks up a bit, depending on which ones. But then we had all of these comments from the ECB, and we got two themes that came from this. One was Christine Lagarde threatening that the hiking isn't over. So that's going to have an effect. That could pull German down a bit today. Yesterday's comments. Where were they? Come on, man, load more. Let's go find them for you. So comments from November 22nd. Yeah, this is yesterday now. So what? This Nagel person, they were not too worried about recession, hard landing, saying that most of the slowdowns already taken place. Other comments earlier this morning were saying that there were signs of already stress in some of these regional banks in the Eurozone. So that would indicate that they can't really tighten any further. So that would be a positive driver for indices. But yeah, this person is a dove. But we had Christine Lagarde speaking earlier, and she was talking. She was very hawkish. Where is she? And this Digindos is backing up Christine Lagarde's. Okay, soft landing hopes, maybe a bit optimistic. Premature to discuss rate cuts. Anyway, it's around here somewhere, so it's not waste time. But she was talking about there's probably future pain coming. Same as Michelle Bullock as well in Australia. But they're talking about rate hikes, still further rate hikes. So they're still hawkish. Now this person is sort of coming in and saying maybe it's where is it? Anyway, got conflicting stories here. You got one, the main one, that's talking about rate hikes. So that's going to be a negative driver for the Eurozone. And then we've got this other person saying, you know, maybe we're at close to the terminal rate. The main... Is it muted? No. What? Everyone can hear me, right? Yeah, everyone can hear me, right? I don't know why. There's always a comment that, is it muted? Always someone asks. So with those comments, they're simply just comments. They still need to see data to come in. So if we see anything that comes in that is above expectations, that's going to hold weight to them supporting maybe there are some more hikes, because the inflation battle's still not over. So what I'm really looking for is to see what these numbers come out as, especially this one, the one at 830. If that comes out higher than expected, these are already forecasting pretty low numbers. So if they come out higher than expected, then we're obviously going to see a little bit more of a downside move. So it'll be very interesting to see. Plus, it's kind of staggered news, which is a bit annoying. 8:15, 8:30, 9:30. And I've got a little person in a swing behind me. So Mum's got a keep in touch day today. So I'm going to have to not be able to do the longest stream in the world today. Okay, so with the uncertainty in the markets, what do you expect this to be doing? Are you surprised that this is a little bit wishy-washy as well? So I'm still, my key level, I almost got tagged into this yesterday. But I'd actually be leaning into sells today. With any up move, I'd like to sell into those pushes. So we've got 1604. That one still is going to be a area of interest for me. We've kind of consolidated most of this week. So I did say at the start of the week I expect this to be a pretty poor trading conditions because of the Thanksgiving holiday and then Black Friday tomorrow. So it will be an extended long weekend for US market. If we do continue dropping from under the zone and finally making a new weekly low, I still do expect to find support around this 15,800 handle. So I've still got my eyes very clearly on these two areas. Now, all a bit inside of here, with poor market conditions generally, it's a little bit difficult to work out. Okay, same color. It's a little bit difficult to, so if you break in there, you're looking for something like that, Glenn?
Wait, yeah, just giving you some support there, big fella. It's all good.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, well, you can see these, like, it is making some higher lows here. So when it does break, there's trend line liquidity that it could sweep. That would be very nice if it could sweep all that. Other than that, I'm looking for, just looking for price to continue mostly inside of this range. So on the not high time frames. On the not really. Oh, I'll go to daily quickly. We've got 5 minutes to the open, but daily's not really showing us a whole lot. Just that we've gone sideways for these few days. 4-hour chart. I don't really see. I see this as a little bit of a high that could be taken. I see a little bit of a support here, but the main support candle, the big one, is this fella. So this is the zone. Let's just repurpose some of these zones. Actually, let's just delete that. And let's draw this one. So this is the main support area. So that's what kind of one I'm looking if we get some sell-offs to react from this area to bounce, specifically the base of this candle. I like that idea. I like that idea. Now, on 3 hour, what do we have? 3 hour, not a whole lot. Is that a liquidity candle? Yeah, yesterday created that liquidity candle. So we do have a little zone here now.
Yeah.
And there. So anything taking the highs, yeah. I'm mainly just looking for these areas to be hit. Otherwise, I'm waiting for this new information to come into the market, specifically these PMIs. And if they're strong, I'll look to sell. If they're good, if they're above expectations, I'll look to sell. If they're below expectations, I'll look for any reason to go long. But we're in this area on where we're at weekly resistance. Weekly resistance, but we're in a bullish uptrend. So we're going to really wait for these informations to come through. If it sweeps the Asian low and moves back within the Asian range, I'll be expecting price to move up to at least yesterday's high. Might go long if I like the rejection of the Asian low. Yeah, that could work. Asian has created liquidity and has created a consolidation. You got a little double bottom here. So we've got plenty of session lows. Plenty of session lows here. You've got your Asian low, but that would be nicer to sweep the New York low with it. Then you've got your London low. You've got your pre-London low. You've got your Asian low from Wednesday. You've got your New York low from Tuesday. What do you guys think? Oh, before we get to start, before the London session, it'd be great if you guys can give the channel a little bit of support. If you mind, just give it a like. Really help. We've got 1 minute before we open. So I'm expecting a fairly muted open. If it does spike under here, I might actually give it a go. If it does, I don't think we'll have much volatility, but if it does spike and takes this New York low, I might anticipate a range play. And then just look for like 25 pips. But this did create like a little support right here. That was a little move. That was a setup. This wasn't out of zone, that's a problem. Oh, Manny, were you talking about volume as in the trading volume or the sound volume? Just realized you might have been talking about the volume. Trading volume. Ah, there we go. Guys, I'm playing with the settings for the volume now. Thanksgiving holiday and Japan bank holiday. That's why. This week was always going to be pretty quiet.
You play with the trading volume now?
Yeah, I'll just drop some volume now.
Just buy like a million lots.
Okay, if I can take, let's see if I can. We've already had one retest of this New York resistance created, but if I do find another. We should get volume any second now. I've got to turn. I turned it up on Streamlabs. Okay. So let it sweep this high. So it's such a tight range, I can't trade it. Well, maybe 28 pips, 20 pips if it rejects up here. Well, I'm gonna wait for PMI personally. I would have been happy taking buys, but not these sells. Especially when you've created this support on the 5 minutes and the 3 minutes. It's looking like it just wants to power up a bit more. The camera's another one.
Oh, sorry.
I've covered it. All right, set the high. Now time to sweep the low. Let's see if we can, come on, drop down. This could just be a buy to sell. Buy to sell to buy, just like what Tom wants. dangerous.
Really.
Let's pull back a little bit.
How were the sells on NAS last night? I was
Yeah.
in that.
They were good. They were good.
Then I looked on this thing and I saw you and I go, what are you doing trading NAS?
I flagged it from the start.
Did you do it in your screen, did you?
In the stream, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't in it last night. I was in bed.
Yeah, and I said, because I had something on in the morning, so I said I'd do a New York one, or try to do a New York one. The timing suited. We had the fundamentals in line. So yesterday was a good one. Not every day that we get such a clear read, but I was saying earlier in the stream that we had at Q2 earnings for NAS. We had Nvidia, and the way the market reacted to that news, just had to adapt this time.
Spike up super quick, so I sold as soon as it slowed down.
Yeah, I waited for the rejection wick. As soon as we got that, just took an entry as soon as I hit it. All right, here we go. Come on, let's drop down. We've got 5 minutes. So the reason I chose NAS over Dow or S&P was because I was trading Nvidia, and Nvidia had more of a market cap on NAS, so it would have more of an impact.
What's NVIDIA, Hayden? I've missed that.
Why?
What is it?
Who are they?
Yeah.
They make computer chips, and they really benefited from this. They're one of the leaders for the AI chip that they've been using. They announced their earnings because they're a public company. They released their earnings and the sort of expectations, and their earnings smashed it. And they released it after the stock market had closed the day before. So what that usually means is no one has time to react to it. The reason I wanted to go short on it. Well, I wanted to go long, but the market with the hype of it had already risen up. So it just makes sense to do either buy to sell to buy, or like to do that, like get everyone interested as soon as the market opens, drop down, and then do the recovery. But it just exploded up. So I knew the down move was going to come. I wanted to get the up move, but the up move happened straight away. So the next move after an up move is the down move.
Yeah.
That was that huge wick, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Huge wick up and down.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to drop so much. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only got 20 pips.
Yeah, I scaled out.
Sorry.
I scaled out started scaling out at like 20 odd, and then the full position got closed out at 50, and then it dropped another 100 after that.
I took my profits at the previous resistance.
Support, you mean?
Oh, shit like that too long, and it always kicks me in the backside.
Okay, 3 minutes. 3 minutes to PMI.
3 minutes. 3 minutes. French first.
Yeah. I'm hoping for good numbers. Above expectations. Morning, Leon. What'd be alright is if we get good numbers and price still goes up.
Quick spike, I'll take out the Asian lower, then go for gold.
But good numbers should bring it down. If it's bad numbers, then yeah, I want the spike down. Because if it's bad numbers with a spike down, then it'll sort of lean into what that Nagel, whatever his name was, or her, I'm not even sure if it's a guy or a girl actually. So, incoming, all right, incoming. What will suck is if we get good and bad. That'll be the annoying outcome. So I'm not sure which one updates quicker. I think financial juice.
Yeah.
Or we can just look at price. Price will tell us. I'll keep one over on this screen over here. Well, as expected, the range play would have been nice. If it dropped a little bit lower, that range play would have given 25 pips from the downside, from like trading back up, and not as many to the downside, maybe 20. All right, here we go. So, looks like they may have been bad numbers. Yeah, bad numbers.
All bad.
Yeah, all bad. All right, sweet. Those longs then.
Euros dropping really hard.
Yeah, I think we can go long. The big one's going to be the German one though, which is in 15 more minutes. France numbers come out first, all negative. Is going to lean into the hiking's done, and the more that they talked about hiking to come, is going to have drag price down. So it'd be nicer if price had dragged down a little bit more, so that there's more upshot. But for now, I'll be leaning into looking for pullback buys. So now we need to see about these guys. So another 14 minutes to wait. So how did the euro dollar perform? And what about the CAC? How did they go with that news? So we've had a reaction. Swept yesterday's London high. Pulling back some. Just wait for German to come out. I mean, if this one can close and we can get a wick down, breaking these highs would be nice to push up, let's say, towards this 16,000 handle again. Or something wicking down, especially breaking these highs over here. That would be pretty good. But we need to see this candle close. Don't know exactly where my stop loss would be going though. Feel like with this mixed data coming, it would be too easy for price to stop out anywhere inside of here. So 5 minutes just about to come to a close. Still looking like it's just sort of sweeping these highs and rejecting. We need more data from the German one, German PMI. Just give me 1 second. This is your last area liquidity.
So this is you can say that reversal is happening, and we are on the also on the daily where we took out the daily doji candle high here.
Mm-hmm.
So expecting if price if this 3 hour able to turn bearish, we may continue pushing downside then.
How long's left? Oh, it's fairly new into that candle. 2 hours, 30 minutes still to go. Yeah, I mean this is I'd love that to happen. This is the area for it to have a bit of a pullback. Let's see if the fundamentals can support that move. How did you get on yesterday?
Yeah, Haydo.
Yeah, mate. What's up?
Price is setting up for me to potentially retest these lows.
On the 1 minute you're looking at?
It's super tight range, so it's hard to call, but
Yeah.
I recognise sort of a setup.
My advice would be the market's hesitating, is waiting for something. So the price action can be very misleading when we've got news like now. But staying inside of this range does make sense.
I'll show you on the wrong screen. Yeah, this wick on the low time frames looks very Talking 10 picks. We're not talking big numbers here.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing going on.
NAS 2 looks like it might pull back down to just where's that? 3 euro, just the 80 to 50%.
Mm-hmm.
That's 20 pips.
Come on, I've got a wick to fill.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're just in this tight little range.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if there's any headlines. No, no headlines yet. Seems to have been a pretty rangy week around London Open. Yeah, it's just got there's so many, like, it's a shortened week really for equities. After last week's rally, it seemed to be that a lot of the excitement was in last week. So this week is a bit of almost a week off. Well, 2 MMs. Oh, they're 2 MMs. Serious.
Yeah.
That's not me type lower. You got a clone. Both using the purple as well. Confusing. Okay, 2 minutes before we get German news coming out. Should go and backtest and see if this is a viable strategy in between PMI newses, if it's to trade the range. Because so many times I consider PMI to be a bit of a whipsaw day. I wonder if it, while in between the news, if it's kind of mixed, just play range.
Nothing wrong with the range when it's good price action. Just
Nicer when it's like 20-30 pip range. This is a bit tight, depending on your spread. don't want people to get confused with that trade box. That's not an open trade. Okay, one more minute. One more minute, and we're waiting for this is the main one now, because we're trading the German. Now we've got the German PMI to come out. So number below 50 is recessionary or contraction. If you get 2 quarters of bad numbers, that is a indication of recession, which kind of that's logical. But if what they might be pricing in is really bad numbers for manufacturing, so you can still have good numbers even though it's under 50. But if it comes out, if one of these happen to be over 50, that's a really strong number. So 10 seconds. Let's see. I'll keep on the charts. Watch the chart price action first. They'll probably tell us what the numbers are. And I'm keeping my eye on the other screen for the numbers to actually come out. So, looks like taking its time to come in. The price action is still not moving. Good numbers.
Yeah, good, yeah.
So that's mixed now between France and Germany. This could, yeah, we might see that Asian low being swept now. Ooh. The other thing that they may read it as is that's positive for business. But I say this could be a sweep.
And the Swiss bank didn't raise their interest rates.
Didn't even see that. Was that on there, was it?
It's a yellow folder on Forex Juice, or whatever it is, financial juice. They tipped to raise it 0.25%, but they left it on. They left it.
Oh, didn't even notice that.
Just below the composite PSI.
I don't see it.
On financial juice.
Still don't see it.
Mine is.
It's not today.
Mine's written right there. Just came out just now. Swedish Riksbank rate.
Let me refresh. Oh, there we go. Riksbank.
Whatever that is.
That's interesting. It's not on mine. Okay. So what to do? I've got 30 minutes now for the next one. Kind of want it just to keep driving up into my sell zone. But I say they're bad numbers still, but they're good numbers, if that makes sense. So you see, beat expectations, but they're still less than 50. And beat expectation, well, pretty much as expected. Now the next one, this Euro one, this is your Eurozone. So this is, it's not Spanish, but it's going to be a collection of other countries, other smaller ones. They just sort of group them all together. But France and Germany, they're the bigger economies, so they announce them separately. Yeah, it's just slow, man. It's very slow. Is anyone in a trade?
Just looking at GA, it's sort of set up the way I like it.
Oh, you've gone over to a currency.
I've never touched currencies. This is just cash at the moment.
What's NAS doing? 16025. US 30. Consolidated. Oh, nice little sweep. Yeah, everything's just stuck. I think we'll just slowly grind into that sell zone now. Morning, Heath. How are you? Oh, you were in Hong Kong 50 buys since Asia session. Geez, I think the Asian stocks did well, didn't they? Well, at least the Chinese ones. I think they're on, where's the HK50? They should have had a bumper session. Yeah. Good one. Nice job. What's the spread like for this? How many pips would be a spread? Because we moved 340 pips. What would be a typical spread? Even if it's 5, that's enough. Don't even know what it would be called on. It's Hang Sai, isn't it? Oh, Pepperstone don't have it. Yeah, Pepperstone don't have it. Interesting. because it might not stop at 16,000. That's why it's important to wait to see where the high is, because it could travel all the way up to, say, 16,000. Anywhere inside of this, where we've got this this purple and green box, over to the left, back in like August, this is a 4-hour liquidity candle. What I mean by liquidity candle is it's a nice rejection wick, where the previous candle, it was something like this. So we had this one was a blue candle, and then price wicked up above it, broke the high, hit an area, a zone of interest, and then rejected, and then closed as a healthy bearish candle. And now what I've done is I've just drawn this rectangle on the wick with a line, and use the GAN box because it gives me the 50% of that wick. See it, Daniel? That 50% of the wick could be an area where you could also reject from. So I just don't know how high this would go. So it's important to have your alerts set, but then start waiting for price action to tell you when there's potentially going to be a rejection. And so that will look like something like this at one of these areas. So once we've got a rejection wick, I would hope that we don't get like this kind of V shape, but I'd hope that we get a rejection wick and then something come up, retest it, and then we can see that drop. So that's my idea. What will help that is if we keep on getting some strong numbers for PMI and price still ignoring those numbers and going up, because that will tell me that there's manipulation in play and we're doing a buy to sell. Because the fundamentals don't tell you exactly when to get in, but they tell you of a turn coming. So right now price action is just pushing up, but the fundamentals with that strong numbers in Germany, stronger numbers than expected, means that they will need to price that in, and they'll price that in that the economy is still beating expectations. They're not doing great, but it's still holding, so that could support a further increase, or at least hold interest rates at their current level for longer. Now, I just don't want to get into sales just yet here. But this is a consolidation though. If I was looking at price action, I'd say this is a consolidation. And if that was a consolidation, then maybe this is where it is forming that resistance. So I do wonder if we can actually, in 8 seconds, this candle's going to close. And I do wonder if we do wick up and we're breaking these lows, I wonder if we can trade down to this monthly level and maybe finally sweep this Asian low. What would that look like on the 3-minute chart? Maybe I could take like a little low risk just to make things a bit more interesting. We have got a liquidity candle. I might make this, so at least got some skin in the game, make this a little bit interesting. Sarah's already in. Okay, so if something can wick up, if something can wick up and then show like signs of it sort of slowing, maybe it might not be this candle, might be the next candle. It's still early enough to see rejection. Like if this was coming to the close of the hour, then I would say, oh, you know, that's not a very good time to be entering into a trade when you're on the close of the hour. But this is still enough time to flip down. Morning, Mo. Oh, yeah, sorry, let me update that, Mo. They sent me the video, they've already done it. I'll update it. Okay, can we push up a little bit higher? What would be nice here if it could close back under this area. Kind of hesitating. Out of interest, I'm going to enter this. Lower risk. I'm just going to play the range, see if we can target the Asian low, which would put this in around 1938, 15,938. Keep my stop loss above it here. Could easily sweep it. But I've gone with low risk just to make it interesting. See if this can hold. If not, the market can have it. But I'm kind of just anticipating to see if this area can hold. Problem is if we close inside of this area, we're definitely going up. So I don't want to leave any more risk on than that. So just risking like little, like a not even 0.1% on this. If I see more information, I'd be interested in potentially adding weight to it. Oh yeah, it's not looking good. Maybe this would have been the perfect time to enter. Retesting the wick. But such a tight stop loss then. Come on, break under these lows.
30 looks like it's nicer setup than German at the moment.
What are you saying? US 30?
US 30 shorts.
Oh.
Don't look away. I'm just saying if one goes, the other should.
I would hope so. What a difference the entry makes. Enter in here, I'm annoyed. Enter in here, I'm happy. Oh, actually, you're in the same. Oh, you got the better entry. You got the better entry, yeah. We're looking for the same thing. Come on, man. Break under. So we've got no wick on here. So looking like it's come down to refill that. But we need something to close under. Longer this takes, I wonder if it's going to do a little sweep and then drop. We've got 5 minutes now before the close of the hour, and that's the next round of PMI news. Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Then entering with 15 minutes to go, that it would have time to move away. But now staying in this zone with 4 minutes left before the news comes in makes it so easy to be whipped out of it. When markets like this though, make sure you stay adaptive and like just don't risk anything that's gonna damage your day. Like this is literally just to make it interesting, because sitting here doing nothing. Oh yeah, I need to put the hands in. Alright, well, I think getting so close, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to get out while it's giving me a chance to break even. I'll leave it open here just for idea. No, I'm out of the trade. But I want to see where the target was. Was to go down to here. And let's see if it can go down without going up. This is to see if I would have been better holding it. Or did I do the right thing when it gave me an opportunity just to get out, break even, given that we're coming 2 minutes before the next round of news. It becomes like a bit of a coin toss, doesn't it? Actually, you can secure as well. You got the better entry. Makes such a difference, the entry in these tight little ranges. Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea actually. I should make a coffee. That'll trigger it. I'll do that after the news. Let's watch the lower time frame. So we gave it a shot. Nothing to show for it though. Okay. So the expectations are that if we get good numbers for PMI, eventually we're going to get these sells coming in. Oh yeah, so you close 50% before news. Yeah, it would have been, I should have waited for it to retest this wick. But I thought maybe this one was not going to allow that. So that was a difference. That was a difference in entry between being like that, the risk reward in that one. If you kept the stop loss here, well, you would have to keep it a little bit higher because it's such a small little amount. But that was still better being more than 1-to-1 on the tight stop loss. It's one of the patterns to enter. If that was a zone, and it was not a great zone, but it was a zone regardless. Leader couldn't enter that tight stop loss range. You have looks even tighter. Oh yeah, definitely. So 2-point spread is, you can't do that. You'd have to like put a little bit of fat on the other side. Yeah, I know, Tom. Yeah, so many times there's been so much volume that it's hit a level and it's just zoomed off, hasn't it? So it hasn't given the rejection plus retest. Okay, 10 seconds. Let's see what this news brings. Okay, what have we got?
These are good.
You got it already?
Yeah, investing.com comes up instantly.
Oh. Yours is good, huh? So
all good.
47.1 for composite, 48.2 for services, 43.8 for manufacturing. So it came in pretty much in line with expectations. Only 0.3 of a difference at most. But it's still holding. So whether they priced that in, because it came out basically as expected. So let me just refresh here so you can see. So, oh, a bit different here, 0.5 different. On Financial Juice, this number is 43.5, not 43.3. And this number here is 48.1. He is 48. So still, we've got more positive than negative. It's just such slow conditions with the with Thanksgiving. When's the next one? UK 9:30. I don't think I'm going to last that long. I think today's going to be a. I think is there going to be an early mark? Well, tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be huge volatility tomorrow. I think it'd be more of an extended long weekend for US markets, but we do have US PMI news So that could bring some volatility, which would be good. We'll stream regardless. And we'll just hope for the best. Hope that there's going to be volume. Today we can see the conditions aren't aren't there. Price is more consolidating, and yeah. Don't risk much in markets like this.
It's dribble, isn't it? It's just dribble.
Yeah, it's one of those days. Now we're pushing down a little bit. What's the hour look like? When there's low volume, sometimes these lower time frames, you just got to get off them. Get off them and go to the higher time frame. All right. Well, I think it's called for an early mark. I'm not gonna waste much time on a day like today. If I see something come up, if I see some news, I'll try to put something in the Discord. If I see an idea, but I think this is a good day to reflect, watch, do some testing, do some back testing, and then plan some moves for Friday, or like do some chart work and plan some like high quality zones you're looking for. I'm still going to keep, just by some chance we get some random news come in, I will keep my eye. I've still got that alert here at 16,000. Looks like if I held that trade, we would have been pushing into a few pips profit, but the risk outweighed. I know it was even still a small trade, but it's still damaging to put trades on that don't follow the plan. Like, you still got to have a system that you place. It doesn't matter the size of the trade. But I'm keeping my eye on 16,000, keeping my eye on 15, 8, 10 down here. And in these kind of rangy conditions, I just need to wait to see more data to see what it's going to do. But the move that would make a lot of sense would be to see London push up, and then mid-London, let's say in the next couple hours, we make a higher low, and then we push up, and then we can sweep into here, and then let's see if New York can close lower, and let's see if New York can make a higher low, lower high, sorry, and then look to retest maybe the New York low again, and then maybe a bounce from there, and we'll end of the day basically where we started. It'll just be one of those days. But I can imagine you could get some moves in here if you are following, either from here, or either from here. That's if we make a higher low mid-London. It'll set up New York session. But New York session will just be a dog's breakfast. So I think the other option, if this one doesn't play out, is when you get the New York session, play the range. Play a tight, like it'll be a tight little range. I think you can maybe give it 1 or 2 shots. Maybe look for take. Make sure you've got a 20 pip range, and then try take like 10, 15 pips if you just want to stay active. Otherwise, I'd suggest just come back really fresh tomorrow. But the conditions aren't here today, so I'm going to use this time to spend time with Maddie. Do some shopping, and then maybe do some back testing later on. Alright guys, well, you take care. I will see you. I'm going to close everything, Zoom people as well, so take the day off. Tag me in Discord if you need help. Otherwise, Mo, I'll upload that video to explain the Jim's indicator onto the G drive for everyone. Brilliant. Alright guys, well, I'll see you tomorrow for London Open. Okay, catch up, bye bye.